Many companies have found that hiring an employee with disabilities can have surprising results. It can have a powerful impact on managers, employees, and company culture. Managers discover that everyone learns differently, and they become better mentors and leaders. Team members broaden their perspective, develop more understanding, and see talents instead of limitations. Employees with disabilities tend to have a strong work ethic and a passion for their jobs. This enthusiasm can be contagious, and together, all of these things often lead to a more cohesive work unit. Whether the individuals hired are LADSI district students, interns with Project Search, or adults working with service agencies like Helping Hand, there is a wide range of employees who can have an impact on the culture of a company and help managers and employees see their jobs through a different lens. The bottom line is, hiring people with disabilities is good business.
I think you learn to handle your staff from the standpoint that everybody is an equal. And it's that, we all work together and it works out great.
Every individual is different, even, whether you're working with somebody with a disability or you're not. And it's just a matter of learning that person's learning style, learning kind of the perspective they bring, and figuring out, okay, how do I break this down in a way that they can understand?
I think one of the biggest fact with them is we understand that people learn in a different ways. And we have to accept that. Some of us, we learn looking at it, other ones learn touching that. So it's different ways to learn.
It's not unlike having any other employee. We're all differently abled, and we all have different needs, and we have our own personalities. So it's just another way of doing it.
And I think in terms of management, you really have to realize that each individual is different, and each individual is going to need something different. Maybe I need to explain the task a different way. Maybe I need to set some things up a different way just to help them based off their motor skills. And so I think that when it comes to that, everybody is unique and everybody brings unique abilities, and then learning to work with those unique abilities.
Well, first and foremost, we don't look at it as a person with disabilities. We all have our pluses and our minuses. We have found out at first everybody was, kind of handling any of our new employees or new hires with kid gloves. Like, we can't do this, we can't do that. And then pretty soon, it just became a very symbiotic relationship where they all get along really well together.
For me, I'm at a bit of an advantage. I have a brother who has a physical handicap, and when I was younger growing up, I have an aunt who had a mental disability as well. So I've been fortunate enough to be surrounded by these exceptional people who learn to overcome these challenges and adapt themselves right into any environment. But what it's done for me, it's amazing, and I'll use Cody probably as the best example. And I started mentoring him. I knew I had to have a different approach because of my family experience. But what I started finding was the way I was mentoring Cody actually was a better way to mentor the other people who I had working for me.
We have one student. Next week he'll be celebrating his 24th anniversary here on the property. And the previous managers, I think he worked under a couple of different managers, just let him find his niche in that department, and it just turned out to be a perfect marriage, because that is the best organized purchasing department that I've seen in a hotel, and I've been in the business now for 12 years.
In this complex company, many times we don't analyze enough where certain individuals can be an asset. And I have to say, Mark has been a wonderful asset in the parts department, and he has been a real joy to work with in the parts department.
After some brief training, Mark dove right into pulling orders, helping customers, and maintaining inventory. He has built some wonderful relationships with his coworkers and is now just part of the team here at Continental Toyota.
So as an employer, I like to dissect and figure out where we can place individuals from the Helping Hand Center, and I'm so honored to be a part of it.
Clarissa has been a delightful addition to our staff. She comes to work with such enthusiasm and she brings joy to her work, and I think she infects the rest of us with that joy, and it helps us appreciate our work more.
Well, we've been blessed to have two folks here, and Clarissa was our first. She started in medical records, and we had to re-examine as we were digitizing and getting ready to go from paper to digital. She helped us set the standard for what our paperwork needs to look like and how we need to do it. We were not prepared, really, and by having her help us, we broke it down into all these steps that frankly make now the processes so much easier for everybody.
We have employees that bring a lot to the table that have come through the agencies. So, needless to say, it's not just me, it's the management and everybody else here are big fans of the service agencies and what they have done for us. It's not what we have done for them, it's what they have brought to us.
Hiring people with disabilities makes good business sense. Employees become more engaged and think about new ways to tackle a challenge or develop a new process. People with disabilities' strong work ethic and passion for their jobs are inspirational. Hiring workers with disabilities changes lives and changes business for the better.